So this is the new RX-4 from HOYT. This is a 29.5 inch axle-to-axle bow with a 6 1/8 inch brace height, which is something they changed for this year. Last year they had a 6 inch brace height. This bow has the ZTR cams, which is the 3rd generation of ZT cam from HOYT. And one thing you'll notice this year is there are no actual draw stops. So what it has is, hopefully you can see this right there. Right there's your draw stops, one on each side. That's something different for this year. That's on the bottom cam, and hopefully you can see right here on the top cam, right there, that's your stop on the top cam. So that's something different they did this year. It's actually something that I really think they hit a home run on. This is the stiffest back wall that I've seen from a HOYT, and it's got the best valley that I've seen from a HOYT. Another thing that's different on this cam is it actually has a little sight window. Hopefully you can see that right there. That tells you what draw length you're set in. And that's like that on the top, and then the same for the bottom. They also have a sight window on the bottom that tells you right there. I know you can't see the letter, but right there's your sight window, and that tells you what you're set on. And right here on the top limb, they've got your settings. So if you're in the backyard and you realize that your bow feels like it's a little long, a little short, whatever it may be, it's super simple for you to take an Allen wrench and loosen 2 bolts up or screws up top, 2 screws in the bottom, adjust your mods, and boom, you're ready to go. Which that's a really nice feature that these HOYTs have. Another thing that you'll notice is they still have their adjustable grip, which I personally am not a fan of. You know, it's personal preference. If you like them, you like them. I really like shooting HOYTs off the riser. I take the rest off of my HOYT and shoot it like that I have now. And I actually tried this bow the same way, and it made a big difference to me as far as how much I liked this bow. Same shock rod technology. Another thing that's different this year, or I don't know that it's different this year, but it's different from other bows. HOYT has the offset stabilizer hole. As you can see on the front of the riser, see it's offset, it's not centered on that riser. Same thing on the back. You got another hole here for the back bar, side bar type deal. Another thing with HOYTs, which is the same that they've done last year, they have the wider limb pockets and limbs with the shock, little 360 shock deals on the bottom on the limbs, or on the riser here. That's something that they've done and been really successful with. This really balances this bow out. I mean, just empty bow, nothing on it. This thing just balances perfectly in your hand. Really like that feature about this bow. The riser's pretty similar to what you get in the RX-3, so not much different there. Aesthetically, this bow looks almost identical to the RX-3, so you're not going to get much change there. Axle to axle is different, brace height's different, cams are different. Another thing they changed this year is they kind of mirrored the Matthews, the little dovetail deal there where the rest goes. Hopefully you can see it right there. That dovetail right there is where QAD makes a rest that'll actually mount directly to the riser there, and that's a pretty slick feature if that's what rest you want to shoot. That's really about it as far as the specs of the bow. One thing I will say is I'll give you my opinion of the bow and what I thought as far as after shooting the bow, shooting through the chrono, blah. So I chronoed this bow. It is not a dead on result. I mean, it's just one of those bow mounted chronos, so it's just, you know, just what I got at my draw length and draw weight. So this bow pulled 74.4 pounds, and at the back end it's saying it was holding 13 pounds, which, man, it's pretty phenomenal there. It's got the 85% mods on it. That's at 27 inches, 74.4 pounds, and I shot anywhere from 276 to 282. That's the range that I got after shooting 5 or 6 shots through the chrono on this bow. So a lot faster than the bow that I'm currently shooting with. That's with a 460 grain arrow, so can't complain about that. So as far as the way I liked the bow, this bow has a super smooth draw. Can't complain about that a bit. I'll actually shoot real quick and I'll show you And I'm not really horsing it back. And like I said, 74.4 pounds. Smooth. There's no drop off on the back. And it's got a super, super nice valley. I mean, I'm really letting off this bow right now. Letting off, letting off, letting off, letting off, letting off, letting off, letting off. And right there's where it's starting to go. So you can't complain about that a bit. I mean, that's probably, that's by far the best valley that I've seen out of a Hoyt. Getting into the back wall is super stiff. It's got a little sponge to it, but not much. And I really think that's due to the dual stops on the modules on the lower limb or lower cam. So let me squeeze a shot off. Clean break, very, very little hand shock, but there is some hand shock to them, but it is a carbon bow, and that's something that unfortunately hasn't been worked out yet as far as completely dead in your hand without equipment on it. Before I get too far off from the draw stops, another thing that's cool with these Hoyts is they actually have this unibus, is I believe what they're calling it. And what it is where these yokes, these cables here, actually attached one on each side of the cam, and that's supposed to negate any kind of a cam lean that you may have had in the past on the Hoyt bows. So it's supposed to make it way more tunable. They still have their split yokes up top. But anyway, smooth, super smooth draw, very, very nice back wall, very nice valley. Got a lot of give in that valley. It's not going to yank your arm off like a lot of Hoyts that I've shot in the past. It's got, you know, very little hand shock, but there is some hand shock to it, and it's a very quiet bow. It's not the quietest bow that I've shot, but it is a very quiet bow. Can't complain about it a bit. So that's the RX-4 from Hoyt for 2020. Like I said, come up here to Grafton, check these guys out, call them, ask them some questions. Their phone number is 704-855-1300. So come check them out, and yeah, they can pretty much answer any questions you have about these bows. Come up here and shoot them. Don't take my word for what bow you need to shoot, but I can tell you right now, this is a bow that you keep on your radar for 2020. So thanks for watching the video. Please like and subscribe below. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram, and help us grow this channel. So please subscribe below. We need subscriptions. We're a lot lower than I'd like to be, so please, if you like this video at all, please subscribe below. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.